Hello, Eternum, and welcome to KOTT News, Eternum's #1 source for news. And this is KOTT's ongoing coverage of the inaugural New World PvP League. Dynamic change in the history of the league last night as the Covenant of Cancun breached the fort in Morningdale in the final 3 minutes. And the Marauders of Mexico get some big points by taking down the flag in the final 3 seconds of the fight in the Eastern Restless Shore. KOTT News caught up with the excited captain of Mexico and got their reactions to the outcome. Congratulations on your victory on Restless Shore into the fort with 21 minutes. You gave it about 7 distinctive pushes, no more greater than in the final minute where, with 3 seconds left, you were able to convert. How do you feel about it?
I feel like I just went to Disney World, John.
Went to Epcot Center and everything, huh? So how was Space Mountain out there?
It was incredible. It was a wild rush. It was a wild ride. You know, went through a few loop-de-loops, went through a few drops. Even got turned around. Even the ride stopped a couple times, right? But it got fired back up. We kept on going. We fought hard to the end, and we got a win.
Well, you went on 2 days short notice because of the extended weekend last time. Were you in nothing but VOD review all the last couple days and right back at it? Any time off at all?
Yeah. I haven't been like playing the game. I haven't been streaming the last couple nights besides like throwing on a war stream. We've been putting in the work, man. Ever since that war against Cookout, that really fired everybody up. That win against Cookout was an incredible stand. Ashley played his ass off. It kind of just reinvigorated everybody in Mexico. You started seeing everybody in the VOD reviews channels. You look at the Mexico Discord, we're in there at 4 o'clock in the morning cooking. The kitchen is burning on fire everywhere. We locked in. We spent the last 48, 72 hours really focused on GAM, watching GAM's VODs. How can we counter them? Now, listen, I think in this kind of event, you can't just slot the same roster every event, especially in the sense that every roster has different strengths and weaknesses. So I think the teams that are going to put in the work and take the time to analyze the other team's VODs and who they played and why they slotted that way, and then they counter like that, I think that's are the teams that are going to win. If you're just going to slot your traditional 8 medium melee groups for the whole event, you're just going to get rolled over and over. But if you play to the strengths of your opponent or the weaknesses of your opponent and the strengths to your roster, and you keep throwing different looks at people and you keep people on the edge, that's who's going to win. And that's exactly what we did. We analyzed GAM's VODs in this event so far. We broke down their calling. We broke down everything there is to know about them, and we just countered them. And that's what you saw tonight.
Yep, know your enemy and know yourself, and you'll win every fight. Well, I saw what you did out there tonight, and I'm sure you were the shot caller extreme. Was there anybody who was particularly outstanding in their performance for you?
Yeah, man. First off, you always got to shout out the GOAT Custom Stats. I mean, that guy really elevates the army and the shit that he does, right? I don't even have to know or watch a VOD to see what he did, but I'm sure he had a big impact. The whole chat was spamming Custom Stats, killed their caller or something. So that was really cool. But I also got to shout out guys like Aller, ladies like Toaster. Those people, man, they're the people that you're hearing in my ear the entire war. They're giving me comms. They're calling out. We wiped gates. We got wiped. We're pushing them off. I heard from a couple other players, and pretty much the people that are talking to me and just having a nice conversation with me throughout the war are the people that are keeping me in check and do adjust and pivot, right? Aller called out at some point, he said it was on B point, right? Aller calls that they're just constant pressuring us bottom left and there's nothing we can do. That gives me the thought to say, all right, Yagu's at 7-8-9, we had a 15-man ball pressuring that top right offhand side, right? That was a really easy adjustment. They had full control of that top right-hand side, but our back left was blown up. So I begged 7, 8, and 9 to immediately wrap back. I asked 3 and 4 to step into the point and start playing towards the point. Let 7, 8, 9 push them off. And we saw because of 7, 8, 9, they pushed them from our road all the way up to top left. We had a nice sandwich. We started playing the way we needed to play, and it was all history from there on the outside. So people that are giving me information, people that are talking to me throughout the war, those are the MVPs of the war. It's not me. It's them giving me the information.
Oh, excellent, my friend. Well, thank you very much for stopping to talk to me. I know you have some VODs to look over, and then you have a bar run that you got to get to. So I'll let you go, and congratulations on your victory, and good luck on your defense this weekend.
Thank you, KOTT and JChalant. We appreciate you guys. Have a good night.
Oh, thank you, Apples. Good luck out there. No comment out of the late-night locker rooms as both great houses retired to the film room immediately after the fight. But earlier in Monarch's Bluff, members of the Guangzhou Goats took a moment to give feedback about their hold. Well, Chase, congratulations on your victory out here on the Western Monarch's Bluff, able to keep them outside of your fort yet again to score it 4-1. Congratulations. Is that right, 4-1?
Yeah, I believe it's 4-1. I'm not really sure. I've never really looked at the scoring.
Yeah, well, I did see that you got him over onto Charlie and felt the 50-50. They might have had 3 pushes on it that got it to 25%, but no further. Maybe at about 5 minutes left, they started to have mental fatigue setting in. What did you see out there?
I mean, I think it's a winning C. Usually, it's a momentum thing. If you go into C with your momentum from B, it usually drops pretty quick. But if they can somehow still hold you, it seems like it usually ends up just being a 1-point hold. And that was very evident there because they were struggling to regroup and get any good pushes going.
You're not wrong. I was watching it from the camera I saw. It did look like it was a little bit difficult for them to come back and get themselves together. Let me ask you, was there anybody out there who stood out in their performance for you tonight?
I don't really pay attention to them because, as a point tank, it's more about my team, so I wasn't really paying attention to them. But I'd say Vadim and Whirlwhip did pretty well out there. They're putting in a lot of damage. I'd say their whole point team, at least on B, they were definitely a little rough out there.
Yeah, I hear you. When you're in the mix of it, you're just feeling the ebb and flow. I totally understand. Well, what are you looking forward to for your offensive battle this weekend?
I'm looking forward to putting Impunity in a headlock and running that guy over.
The action keeps going tonight with 3 more lineups submitted for Simulated Fantasy Combat Resolution, brought to you by LARPCO. Remember, if it isn't LARPCO, it's cardboard. Tonight, the Marauders of Audacity assault the Vault of Criminals for control of the island's financial capital of Windsward. Turning around after last night's final fight, Audacity opened the night with an intention to get some big points on the board by pushing into the bank. But the criminals may be frustrated after being denied entry in Monarchs last night, so may be putting their effort into making sure Audacity has to experience that pain. Then, the syndicate members of Cookout challenge the champs of Espada for their multiverse title and the right to rule over Everfall. The chefs step into the ring, looking to knock out their neighbor to the south, trying to play the spoiler and preventing their Neverfall journey. But the forces of Espada are committed to making sure they maintain their bragging rights throughout the tournament and will toe the line to ensure they hold the line. In the nightcap, the Covenant converts of Guangzhou attack the Marauders of Joe Team 6 for control of the resort destination of Ebon Scale. The Goats are coming off their outer hold at home last night, marching north into the neighbors' territory to secure some more group stage points. But Joe Team 6 have committed extra time to practice walkthroughs for tonight's fight, and KOTT News spoke with them about their preparations. And then, Yoel, how long will you skirmish these?
We usually go about like an hour to an hour and a half. Just kind of depends on how people was feeling, the vibe.
Outside of just skirmishing, are you practicing individual techniques or skills, or is there anything that you might be trying to work towards as that might be translate well into your war efforts?
It's mostly all about, especially with 5v5s, it's mostly all about communication skills and synergy, just as a company, and the basics,
Back to the basics. One person shot calling, one person healing, and everybody's looking out for who's looking out for, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Excellent. Well, it looks like they're starting to get it all divided up and ready to go here.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for stopping to take the time to talk to me. Is there anything you might like to say for regarding your upcoming fights for this weekend?
I'd say for people to look out for us. We may have looked bad up at the start, but we're definitely bringing it back together.
We'll have any late-breaking outcomes and reactions from the citizens tonight at 11. Until then, this has been War Correspondent JChalant, KOTT News.